In 1985, a counterfeit bolt snapped inside a military howitzer and killed a soldier. Congress investigated and uncovered more than 30 million substandard fasteners already in the U.S. supply chain. Grade 8 bolts were failing at a rate above 30%. Today, only 4 companies still forge bolts on American soil. When every other hex head was put to the torque test, what the lab sent back changed everything. Across much of the 20th century, American bolt forges formed the backbone of the country's infrastructure and industry. From bridges and power plants to military vehicles and heavy machinery, these facilities produced the load-bearing fasteners that held critical systems together. Unlike decorative hardware, bolts are engineered to withstand immense force. Failure is not a cosmetic flaw, but a threat to safety and reliability. Yet over the last 3 decades, that forging base has been steadily dismantled. Globalization and the rise of overseas suppliers, especially in the Asia-Pacific region, shifted production away from U.S. soil. China now leads the region, with market research placing its share of Asia-Pacific fastener output at more than half in recent years. This concentration put relentless cost pressure on American producers, making it harder to compete on price while maintaining domestic standards. The result has been a sharp contraction in U.S. manufacturing jobs. Bureau of Labor Statistics data show a decline from roughly 17.6 million manufacturing positions in 1990 to 12.9 million by 2024, a loss of about 4.7 million jobs. The collapse of domestic bolt forging was not a cyclical downturn, but a structural shift. As the forging base eroded, the question of trust in critical hardware grew sharper. When the parts that hold together bridges, power plants, and military equipment are no longer made under known domestic standards, the risks extend far beyond economics. In 1985, a U.S. Army M109 self-propelled howitzer was undergoing a training exercise in Great Britain when 2 bolts, installed in a critical assembly, fractured without warning. The bolts carried industry-standard markings, but their true quality was hidden beneath the surface. Metallurgical analysis later revealed that these were counterfeit fasteners, manufactured to look legitimate, yet unable to withstand the forces they were meant to endure. The failure caused the turret to break loose, crushing a crew member, and resulting in a fatality. This was not an isolated quality lapse. It was the most clearly documented case of a counterfeit bolt causing loss of life in a military setting. Congressional investigators soon uncovered a much larger problem. Laboratory testing found that more than 30 million substandard fasteners had entered the U.S. supply chain, with grade 8 bolts, supposed to be among the strongest, showing a defect rate above 30% in sampled lots. The congressional record linked these defective fasteners to accidents in aviation and other safety-critical systems, from power plants to space shuttle ground equipment. The scale of the risk forced a reckoning. Counterfeit bolts were not just a matter of missing paperwork or minor cost savings, but a direct threat to human life and the reliability of national infrastructure. While rumors persist about other fatal incidents, such as an alleged Saturn plant death in Tennessee, only the howitzer case stands on solid documentary ground. Here, the consequence of eroded manufacturing standards and unchecked imports became tragically clear. The aftermath of the defect crisis forced a fundamental change in how fasteners are judged and trusted. In 1990, Congress enacted the Fastener Quality Act, requiring that bolts and other critical fasteners undergo testing in qualified laboratories with results documented and traceable to each batch. This law was not just a paperwork exercise. It established a system where documentation, mill test reports, and heat numbers became essential elements of safety, woven directly into the procurement process. The 1999 amendments strengthened these requirements. closing loopholes and increasing penalties for counterfeit or substandard bolts entering the supply chain. The language of safety shifted from assumption to evidence. A fastener's integrity now had to be proven, not presumed. Procurement officers and regulators began to rely on documented test results and traceabilities as the dividing line between acceptable hardware and hidden risk. In this environment, the question of whether a bolt can withstand the torque test is no longer a slogan. It is a matter of compliance with established standards, enforced through rigorous procedures. This rule-based framework now governs the few remaining American forges, shaping a culture where proof and documentation are inseparable from the bolts themselves. Portland Bolt stands as a rare example of American forging capacity that has endured for over a century. The company's beginnings trace back to 1912, when it operated out of a livery stable in downtown Portland. Over the decades, Portland Bolt expanded its operations, investing in larger facilities and modernizing its equipment to meet evolving industrial needs. Today, it occupies a 94,000 square foot manufacturing plant, producing anchor bolts and structural fasteners for infrastructure, construction, and government projects across the country. In 2025, Portland Bolt shipped more than 7.1 million pounds of domestically forged, fully traceable anchor bolts to customers in all 50 states. Each of these fasteners carries a documented origin, with mill test reports and heat numbers linking every bolt to its specific batch and production run. This level of traceability is not just a regulatory requirement. It is embedded in the company's approach to quality and safety, making provenance inseparable from the product itself. While many manufacturers have shifted production overseas, Portland Bolt's survival is rooted in its ability to deliver consistent, certifiable quality at industrial scale, providing a living counterpoint to the narrative of decline that surrounds much of the United States bolt forging. Valley Forge and Bolt began in 1974, when Ron Clark, an engineer who immigrated from India, set up shop in a Phoenix warehouse with 2 rebuilt forging machines. The company's story is not one of sheer longevity, but of technical adaptation. Over the years, Valley Forge focused on solving problems that standard bolts could not address, especially in environments where failure is measured in lives or millions of dollars. Their Max Bolt fastener, for example, integrates a tension gauge directly into the bolt itself. This feature transforms a hidden danger, uncertain load into a visible measurement that can be checked at a glance. In nuclear plants, offshore drilling rigs, and other high-risk settings, knowing the exact tension in a bolt is not a luxury, but a necessity. A misjudged load can mean a catastrophic leak, equipment breakdown, or worse. By making the invisible visible, the Max Bolt allows maintenance crews and engineers to verify bolt performance without guesswork or disassembly. Valley Forge's approach stands apart from simple endurance. It is defined by engineering utility and constant refinement. In a market where imported hardware often competes on price alone, Valley Forge has survived by offering proof, measurable, repeatable, and built into the product itself. Cardinal Fastener's Bedford Heights facility occupies a unique place in the story of American bolt forging. On January 16, 2009, President-elect Barack Obama toured the plant, making it the only fastener manufacturer to receive a visit from a sitting or incoming president. The event drew national attention, placing Cardinal Fastener at the center of the policy discussion about industrial renewal and economic recovery. For factory workers and management, the visit was more than a photo opportunity. It was public recognition that domestic manufacturing, even in a sector as specialized as fasteners, still mattered at the highest levels of government. The plant's operations became a symbol of resilience in a period marked by widespread closures and layoffs across the manufacturing landscape. Cardinal Fastener's public visibility did not rest on product innovation or scale, but on its role as a touchstone for national conversations about jobs, supply chain security, and the future of American industry. Patriot Bolt began operations in 2018 in Humble, Texas, entering the field as the youngest of the 4 remaining American forges. Unlike legacy manufacturers, Patriot Bolt's trajectory has been defined by rapid expansion and a focus on advanced materials. By 2024, the company reached number 757 on the Inc. 5000 list, maintaining its place among the fastest-growing private firms in the country for 4 consecutive years. Its production centers on specialty alloys and superalloys, supplying high-stakes sectors such as oil, gas, and aerospace. These are industries where the cost of a fastener failure can be measured in lives or millions of dollars. In December 2023, Patriot Bolt set a Guinness World Record for the largest hex nut ever produced, a feat that underscores its technical capability and ambition. In a landscape shaped by risk and precision, Patriot Bolt represents a new model of domestic forging, modern, specialized, and attuned to the unforgiving demands of critical infrastructure. Anonymous lots from the open market and traceable domestic batches are tagged and tracked from point of purchase to testing bench, eliminating any doubt about their origin. Each sample undergoes a battery of examinations at an ISO IEC 17025 accredited lab. The process begins with torque-to-yield testing, following ASTM MF606 protocols, to determine whether a bolt can withstand the force required by structural codes. Tensile and pull-out tests measure the maximum load before failure, while hardness checks and X-ray fluorescence reveal the metal's true composition. Metallurgists review the microstructure for signs of improper heat treatment or contamination, and fracture surface analysis distinguishes brittle cracks from ductile breaks. The results draw a clear boundary. Only bolts with fully documented provenance consistently meet ASTM F3125 structural bolt criteria. Across blind-tested lots, failure rates in anonymous imports far exceed those from verified domestic sources. For buyers, this means demanding mill test reports, heat numbers, and third-party certificates is not optional. It is the threshold for trust. Chain of custody documentation and incentives for domestic forging capacity now define responsible procurement, shifting the conversation from marketing claims to evidence that can withstand any audit. Today, nearly half the world's fasteners come from China, while just 4 American forges uphold domestic standards. The next infrastructure failure may hinge on a single bolt's integrity. In a global supply chain built on cost, the true price is measured in safety. Thanks for watching.